Hello there. Thanks so much for joining me today. My name is Stephanie, and I will be your yoga teacher for today. Today's yoga flow is just going to be kind of based on my own personal practice. So, this will probably be a little bit of power, a lot of fluid flowing, and some vinyasa. We're going to start in just a nice, easy seated position. So, go ahead, meet me on your mat in your most beautiful seat. If you would like kneeling, and kneeling is good for you, you can take that. Of course, crisscross Indian style works good, or tucking one of the feet in, placing the other one in front. My choice. And go ahead and sit up nice and tall. Roll those shoulders back down the back of the back, and close those eyes. Dropping in right here where we are right now. Acknowledging how we feel. Going ahead and giving a little bit of gratitude to yourself for showing up. As always, the hardest part is getting here. Go ahead. Give yourself a pat on the back. You deserve it. All the hard work does add up, and it will pay off. On your next inhale, go ahead and sweep the arms up overhead. And we're going to exhale and open up towards the right. A little twisty action. If you've flowed with me before, you know I like to warm our spines up before we get to really moving. Our spines move in 7 directions. Before we get going, I really want to get us in all 7 of those directions. Inhale those arms back up into the center. Open up to the left. We do not want to create back problems. We want to make our backs healthy and strong. Inhale back to center, arms up. And we're going to exhale, we're going to fold. So just walk those hands forward. Keeping both of the sits bones on the mat here, maybe coming down to those forearms. Feeling this pull on the outside of the hips. Mine is pulling at the right side, depending on how your seated position is, depending on where this is pulling at. And of course, if you are kneeling, you're going to be in a child's pose. And go ahead and push yourself back up. Place the left hand down beside of you. Sweep that right arm up and overhead. Gaze can follow it. Chest stays lifted and your gaze can be at the ceiling. Side body stretching here. And inhale back to center. Plant the right hand down. Left hand sweeps up and over. Gaze follows. Very nice. Go and sit up. Walk the hands behind you and then just push them to puff the chest up towards the sky. Very nice. And back to center. Nice. Let's go ahead and pop on over to our all fours position. Making sure that our hips are over our knees and our shoulders are over our wrist. We're just going to take some neck rolls here. So go ahead and take that right ear, right shoulder. Drop down chin to chest. Left ear, left shoulder. And let's roll down chin to chest. Right ear, right shoulder. And now let's look up. Trying to keep the neutral tilt into the pelvis, not dropping through the belly. Just stretching through that neck. And left ear, left shoulder. Roll down through center. And come back to neutral. Nice little neck roll there. Let's go ahead and rock forward and backwards here. A little warm up for the wrist. Maybe take some circles going towards the right. And let's reverse that circle going towards the left. Okay, let's take the fingers and point them towards the outside edges of the mat and rock left to right, using those fingertips to stop you, grabbing that mat, feeling the pressure on the wrist and the hands. Beautiful. Now go ahead and point those fingers towards you. You can tuck those toes and then maybe kind of do a little rocking action here. Pulling all on those forearms. This should feel really nice. Beautiful. Now we can see if we can take the outside of the hands down flat on the mat. Be gentle here. You don't want to put too much pressure this way. If this is good for you, you can try to close those fingers and see how that feels to play with that. Really nerve flossing here. Beautiful release. Go ahead and sit back on those tucked toes. Interlace those hands and just do a little roll here. Very nice. I get asked all the time to do some flows. Like, I like to flow. And I'm a power stretchy flower. I like power and stretch, power and stretch. Let's go ahead and walk those hands forward. Toes are tucked. Send that booty up towards the sky. Coming into our first downward facing dog here. I want you to be on the tiptoes, heavy bend in the knees, stretching hard through the shoulders. Just stay here for just a second, feeling how this feels, the difference you feel in the shoulders. Now walking the dog like normal, just here on these toes, trying to get our thighs to our belly. And we are going to hop, step, or jump to the top of the mat. Go ahead and inhale, halfway lift, up, fingers on the shins or the thighs, where to get a nice straight back. Exhale, fold over both of your legs. Inhale, root to rise, arms come up all the way overhead. Exhale down through heart center. Very nice. Big smile on your face. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, slice through that sky, coming down for our forward fold. Plant those hands, step the right foot back, followed by the left. In our plank here. We're just going to rock 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lower down all the way to the belly. Inhale, lift up for cobra. Exhale, fold. We're going to do it again. Inhale, lift up into cobra. We're going to hold this cobra for just a second, feeling this all in our backs. Exhale into our downward facing dog. This time you can go ahead and give your dog a nice little walk, stretching all through them hamstrings. Should feel really nice. Maybe taking that big bend in those knees, trying to get that thigh to come to the belly. Just a general direction. And go ahead and sweep the right leg up towards the sky, 3-leg dog. And bring it through in between the hands. Lower down that back knee, rise up to our crescent lunge. Very nice. We're going to push back, half splits here. Squaring those hips. Active in that right foot. Nice big deep inhales and exhales here. If you have a tight spot, we want to direct that energy flow of breath to that tight area. Send it some oxygen. Get it back alive. Let's go ahead and roll forward. Frame that foot. Tuck the left feet and step back. Downward dog. Beautiful. Sweep that left leg up towards the sky. 3-leg dog. Roll forward. Step it in between the hands. Lower down that right leg. And rise up into our crescent lunge. Beautiful, yogis. And go ahead and push back into our half splits here. Left foot is active, reaching towards the ceiling, and our hips are square here. So you might have to pull back that left hip just a little bit to be square with the right. It is definitely going to make it more tight in your hamstrings. That's what we're going for, is that deep stretch here. Send that breath to those tight spaces. Direct that energy flow to where it is tight. Beautiful. Roll forward, frame that foot, tuck those right feet, step back, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Let's go and roll forward into plank. We're going to lower down chaturanga, push up into our upward facing dog. Everybody meets back, downward facing dog. Very nice. Go ahead and take you a few deep breaths here. We're going to go ahead and wrap our right leg around the left. If you can take eagle legs, you can go ahead and wrap it fully into eagle legs. Staying in our down dog position, seeing how this feels to have these legs wrapped. We're going to pivot over towards the right. So we're pivoting on the left foot, coming on our right hand. Weird shape here. This left hand can just be up in the air, maybe kind of in front of your face. Just feeling into this position, chest is lifted. Very nice. We're going to zoom on through here. So we're going to plant this left hand, and we start to peel over. This left foot's going to pivot, and we're going to come over to the other side. Feeling the difference here of these sides. Still same wrapped on the legs, just different side over here. Very nice. We're going to plant the hand, and now we are going to go ahead and zoom back on over to this other side. We're literally coming back in the same position we were just in. This time I want to challenge you to take some little crunches here, just like this. So just bending your legs down and then pushing back up. Seeing how this feels to play in this eagle wrap. And now, this time, when we spin around, we're going to come into wild thing. So we're going to have to release the bind on the legs. Just step it back behind us. Chest lifts towards the ceiling. Beautiful wild yogis. Smiles on the faces. Beautiful. Let's come into a side plank here. The right foot on left foot. Right hand up towards the sky. Gaze follows it. Beautiful. Let's go and step that right foot up. Coming down to Skandasana on that right side. Bringing those hands together. Chest lifts. We're seated up tall here in our Skandasana. Smiling. Happy. Now we're going to come around and frame this foot. Plant that left hand. Sweep the right hand up towards the sky. Beautiful. Very nice. Very, very nice, guys. Go ahead and frame that foot. Step back. Downward dog. Let's roll forward into plank. Lower down chaturanga. Push up. Upward facing dog. And everybody meets back. Downward facing dog. You got it. Next side. Go ahead and wrap the left leg around the right. And just, at first, we're just going to feel what it feels like to be here. Weird. Uncomfortable. Definitely. We're going to pivot over onto the left side first to feel this. Feeling into this position. Seeing how it works for you. Acknowledging a shake if it's coming. Let that shake come. Let's plant the right hand. Now we're coming over, doing the same thing, just pivoting that foot And if the wrap comes out and you're just like this, just be there and feel into this. One side is going to be easier. Okay, so we're going to do this again on this left side, and we're going to do the little crunches. So just crunch down, seeing how this feels to you. Just getting a little bit of play time here. Beautiful. Now when we come up, we're going to zoom around. We're going to release that foot, step it behind us, and we're going to come up for Wild Thing. Beautiful. Now go ahead and come through. Finding our side plank here. Stacking that left foot on the right. Left arms up towards the sky. You're breathing. And we're going to go ahead and step that left foot up. Come down for our Skandasana. Oh yeah, nice and tall here. Lift it up. Breathing. Smiling, happy yogis. Go ahead and come over. Right hand plants, left hand sweeps up towards the sky. Yeah, a little revolve side angle action here. Very nice. Go ahead and frame that foot and step it back. Downward facing dog. Let's roll forward, plank. Hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Lower down chaturanga. Push back up. Lower down chaturanga. Push back up. Let's do it one more time. Lower down chaturanga. Push back up into our upward facing dog. We're going to stay here for just a second. So hold this. Feeling this upward facing dog. Chest is lifted. Arms may be shaking, and that's okay. And push back. Downward facing dog. Child's pose is a good option right now if you would like to take child's pose. Otherwise, we're coming into dolphin. So go ahead and come onto those forearms. And try to walk those feet in just a little bit, staying lifted through the shoulders, pushing hard through the shoulders. Smiling still. Happy, powerful, fluid yogis. Deep, heavy breathing. Conscious. Beautiful. Go and push back. Come into our downward facing dog. Very nice. We're going to hop, jump, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We're going to enjoy this fold here. So go ahead and interlace your opposite elbows with your hands and just sway left or right. Take a couple deep breaths here. I did not mean for this to be a power flow, but I'm a little bit warm. That's okay. Two more breaths here. And slowly peel yourself up to standing. Oh, very nice. So we're going to plant both of the feet down here. Go ahead and inhale, arms up overhead. We're going to come up on our toes. We're going to have, of course, some playtime fun here. We are up on our toes, tippy toes, arms reaching up, hands reaching up towards that sky. We're going to come down through chair, through boat, rock back, and we're coming back up to our toes to standing, okay? That's 1. I'm counting it. Ready? So we come down to chair, come down through boat, roll back, and then back up. Whew. 2. And chair, boat, roll back, and up. Stand all the way up. You got this. Chair, coming down for boat, rock and rolling, back up. Whew. 1 more. We got this. Chair, down for boat, and rock. Beautiful. You're coming back up to standing, arms up, and down. Okay. Let's go ahead and pick that right leg up. Okay. See if we can straighten it. What about taking it out to the side? What about bringing it back around front? Bending it in, seeing how that feels. Playing with the balance here. And release. Very nice. We got to play with balance. It's a necessity. Okay, go ahead and inhale that left leg up. Straight leg here. Over to the side. If it shakes, just let it. If you fall, just come back to it. Back to the front. Look at my leg shaking. Side, front. Okay, bend it. Just stand here, feeling all the pressure on the right leg. And release. Very nice. We're coming down. Let's go ahead and come down into a Yogi Squat. Using those elbows to press against our knees. Lift our chest nice and tall. My words are failing me. We are going to sit back and come into boat. So go ahead and sit back and come into boat here. Very nice. And let's toe tap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful. Hug those knees in. Coming into a wide-legged seated position. So go ahead and find your most beautiful wide leg seat. You can have a nice little bend in the knees. Very healthy. Sit up nice and tall. Let's fold over the right leg. So once again, if you have a tight spot here, we are directing the energy from our breath to that tight spot. I know this can get some people. You have that tight spot, you close your eyes. Imagine you sending your literal breath to that spot, right? Your literally energy is directed by your thought. Think about sending that breath to the tight area. It could be confusing when I say it, but that's what I mean. Inhale, walk back up. We're going to fold over the left. You're a rock star if you've stuck it through this long. I might have got a little carried away. That's okay, I was having fun. Slowly walk back up. And we're going to do side stretches before we fold forward. Plant that left hand down in front of us. Sweep that right arm up and overhead. Go ahead and inhale back up. Plant that right hand down. Left hand sweeps up and over. Oh, side body stretches. This is one of my favorites. Was not always a favorite. I started doing yoga and I was probably like this. To be able to touch my feet is miraculous. And you can be there too. I do this every day. This is a part of my everyday practice is to stretch. Inhale back to center. And we are coming for pancakes now. If a block or bolster blanket or something like that is good for you, please get that before we fold. But go ahead and walk forward. Coming in for pancake here, making sure the feet are active up towards the sky. They're not falling forward. Very slowly, you're going to peel yourself back up. Go and bring the feet to touch for our cobbler here. You can butterfly those legs. Maybe open those feet up like a book. And let's fold. And beautiful. Go and sit back up. We're going to just go ahead and end in a cross-seated Sravasana here. So sit up nice and tall. Try to get in a little peaceful meditation here. Hands can be on your knees or face up, whichever feels better for you. Go ahead and shut those eyes down. And let's go ahead and take a few releasing exhales together. So go ahead and do a nice big inhale. And let's let it all out. Let's do it again. Big inhale. And a sigh to let it all out. Let's do one more together. They just feel so good to me. Inhale. And let it go. Being the observer here. Noticing the thoughts that come up. And then watching them go just as easily. And coming back to focusing on the breath. As always, I challenge you to stay here as long as you can. I'm going to close our practice off. I look forward to seeing you back on the mat tomorrow. Have an excellent rest of your day. And remember, you are control of the energy you produce. Make sure it's good. Namaste.